Oh, Fallbrook would have it. Okay.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
These guys all get along pretty good.
Always imagined Fallbrook with me.
Hungry? I'm famished myself. No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
Let's deal. Oh, what does Sam get here? Okay, so that's on Scylla. But there is a Monarch spot. Okay.
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
We'll just hack it. You're attending a company meeting at the headquarters at Byzantium, and vile dissenters attack the building. Protect the chairman. You're pursuing one of many UDL transport or UDL personal security mega outlets. Enjoying our fine selection of employee compliance equipment when you're approached by a stranger makes an offhanded comment that could be construed as an indirect insult toward Chairman Rockwell. What do you do? Berate him endlessly to defend the chairman's honor. You and your spouse have a healthy, loving relationship, but one day you discover they've been reading unsanctioned stories to your children. Arrest your spouse and admit your children to the re-education program. Yep.
You seen Arthur today?
Last time I
You'd think folks were pissing in the alleyways as bad as it stinks.
Crew report. Miyuka is drunk. Surprise.
There we go.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Alright, where do we have to go?
Damn, putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca! Anders! Come on out!
System sweeping.
Here they come. Difficulty is simple as 1, 2, 3.
Oh wow, Sam just wrecked that guy. And that guy. I will take it.
Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Hey, take a gander. The door's busted. Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it. Oh no. Oh no. What did you do?
I don't know. We'll have to wait a minute. I'm looting.
Blood-stained, clean again.
Uh-oh. Display is faded and the buttons are almost entirely rusted through, but you can still make out bits and pieces of what looks like Rebecca's final entries. Law help us, but Anderson was right. We never should have taken this contract. I thought Monarch was bad, but this is unbearable. Everyone here is blind or addled or I don't know what. The towns won't let us in without an employment contract. I can't even find someone to let me send a message. For all the capable folks here, we're stuck. Back home, we had to fight for every meal because there were no meals that you didn't make yourself. Here, there's plenty, but nobody's allowed to give you one. We've been stealing bits and pieces of life from wherever we can. Anderson's about ready to sign up, offer his life in the services to Spacer's Choice just so he can take a shower. Clara, I hope the architects this never reaches you, but on the off chance it does, I want to say I'm sorry. Anderson and I screwed up. We didn't take the contract for the bits. We didn't take it because because the Primal sounded cool. We took it because we wanted out. Monarch's a living hell. We were sick of getting sick of boiled Raptidon and stinking like sulfur no matter how hard you scrub. Of fighting day in and day out. We're exhausted. We thought we could use the contract money to get a place here, settle down, but this place isn't any better. It's just different. We're all starving all the same. We shouldn't ever have left. I just thought maybe we could do better. I miss you, kid. Marauders at the door. Anderson's bled out. I'm on my way. Won't let them get me. Not alive anyway. I've seen what those monsters do.
They were... Bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Ugh. or to leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister. At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth.
She'd still want to know it just the same as you did.
Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick.
Anywhere to find out for sure?
Not unless you happen to be familiar with the ins and outs of Mana Queen behavioral patterns. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
Alright, so Scylla for primals. Scylla for max. Scylla for there. Okay, so clearly the next place to go is Scylla. Well, Phineas and then Scylla. Okay.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
Damn it.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating.
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life, and you're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans near molten cell tuna down the conveyor while I'm trying to tune a belt.
Here. Stand like me. Just so. Hips square. Lean forward a little. It's just equipment, and you're just an engineer using it. Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it. I promise.
Hey, boss. I've been thinking.
On standby for command.
I can't believe I wanted to shake his hand.
Do I pay you to think?
I need a shower. Makes you wonder if being a treacherous, two-timing coward is some sort of contagious disease, or if he was just born that way.
I mean, Graham Bryant? Oh, never meet your heroes.
Graham wasn't my hero, but I did admire his work. At first, I liked what Graham was doing. The Iconoclasts were going to change Halcyon for the better. But then, we found out Graham was behind the slaughter of Amber Heights. How can anybody so morally bankrupt lead a movement to transform the colony? Yeah, maybe you're right. You'd never do something like that, would you? Slaughter a whole community of innocents?
No.
I'm sure Graham told himself the same thing. The thing is, that's all it takes. Sometimes the difference between right and wrong is turning a key, or looking the other way, or keeping your mouth shut when you ought to speak up. Let's get back to it. I need to put all this ugly business with Graham behind me.
Okay.
Battery
Hi,
levels
Sam.
are fully charged.
Back to work.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.